Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and the following is an SAT long passage question that is asking us for the definition of a word. This sort of question, what you want to do for this sort of question is, of course, find the phrase in the passage, which can be a little bit difficult. But once you've done that, read a sentence before and after in the passage, and then you'll have a better idea of what's going on. Remember, the word's definition tends not to be the actual answer in this sort of passage, but just so you know, if in case you didn't know the definition of the word imbecilities, it is akin to the word stupidities. It's talking about something that is not that's not very intelligent generally. But let's see what it means in this context. So let's start over here. I was struck with the utmost grief and despair at my master's discourse, and being unable to support the agonies I was under, I fell into a swoon at his feet. So this means that he fainted. When I came to myself, he told me that he concluded I had been dead, for these people are subject to no such imbecilities of nature. And this is the sentence right here. So he, being, of course, the master of the, however you pronounce, Honyums or whatever, and that these people, that the Honyums, are not subject to the same imbecilities of nature, stupidities of nature, that he was subjected to when he swooned or when he fainted. I answered in a faint voice that death would have been too great a happiness, that although I couldn't blame the assembly's exhortation or the urgency of his friends, yet in my weak corruption and judgment, I thought it might consist with reason to have been less rigorous. So this would have been the portion of the passage that you would have had to reread. What I'd recommend that you do here, scan with your hand, or if you're doing it on Testive with your cursor, but get in the habit of doing it on practice exams on paper with your hand until you find this sentence. This phrase, imbecilities of nature, and then read a sentence before and afterwards. So what's going on here after that is this observation that other people aren't subject to the imbecilities of nature then means that it is nature's imbecilities. It's something stupid about nature that only applies to humans and not to the Honyums. So we're not really referring to the intelligence of the Honyums. We're talking about these people not being subject to the same imbecilities of nature. So they wouldn't be the imbeciles. They wouldn't be stupid. They would probably be, well, we're not really talking about their intelligence either. We're talking about a physical phenomenon. Do they swoon? Do they faint? So that doesn't make sense. The lack of intelligence of the servant, again, it is nature's imbecility, not the servant's imbecility. We're talking about nature failing to produce a mechanism by which humans will not faint, as opposed to the case with the Honyums who will never faint. So that doesn't make sense. The intelligence of the servant, again, that doesn't make sense. The occasions when the body does not function properly. This is great. We're talking about whether or not the servant is going to be subject to fainting, to swooning, and when their body swoons, because it's called an imbecility or a stupidity of nature, you can assume that this is not functioning properly, that the servant doesn't like the fact that the human body can faint. I hope that helped with this question, and happy prepping.